The world is divided into two categories: those who control their reactions, those who are controlled by them. You have felt this. Someone says something cutting and your face burns. Someone provokes you in public and you snap. Someone dismisses you and the anger rises instantly. And the moment you react, you have already lost. Here is what they never tell you. Your anger is not a flaw. It is a weapon, and someone else is holding it. They insult you in meetings. They undermine you in front of others. They push and prod and poke. And you defend yourself. You raise your voice. You argue. You try to make them understand. But they already understand. That is exactly what they wanted. Here is the brutal truth. Every time you react, you hand them control. You become predictable. You become manageable. Most people lose because they believe their emotions are their own. They believe that anger is a natural response to disrespect. They believe that reacting means they still have dignity. But Machiavelli saw something different. He studied the courts of Renaissance Italy, rooms full of manipulation, full of provocation, full of men trying to make other men react. And he discovered that the most untouchable men were not the strongest. They were the most composed. They had built something most people never develop: psychological immunity. In the next few minutes, you are going to learn the 7 laws of emotional invincibility, the principles that make you impossible to provoke, impossible to manipulate, impossible to break. But be warned, once you develop this immunity, you will see how many people have been feeding off your reactions. You can never unsee it. Number 1, your reaction is their victory. Think about the last time someone provoked you at work. They said something in front of others, something designed to diminish you, and you felt it instantly, the heat in your chest, the words forming in your throat, and you responded. You defended yourself. You made your case, and in that moment you thought you were protecting your dignity. But watch what actually happened. The room shifted, not toward you, away from you, because the moment you reacted, you stopped being a threat. You became entertainment. Emotional reaction is a signal. It tells everyone watching that you can be moved, that you can be controlled, that whoever pushed your button holds the remote. Psychologists call this emotional hijacking, the moment the emotional brain overtakes the rational brain. And in that state, you do not think clearly. You do not speak powerfully. You perform. And performance is exactly what your provocateur needed. Machiavelli wrote that the wise man does not reveal his internal states to those who would use them against him. He understood that composure is not silence. It is a strategy. The next time someone provokes you, stop before you respond. Not for a second. Stop completely. Let them sit in the silence of their own attack. Because the pause itself is a message. It says you are not moved. It says you are thinking. It says you are dangerous. They wanted fire. Give them ice. Number 2, the mask of indifference. Indifference is not weakness. It is the most terrifying armor you can wear. A negotiation, 2 sides at a table. One party needs the deal, and they show it. They lean forward, they speak faster, they concede before they are even asked, and the other side watches all of this, and they slow down, because they understand something fundamental. Desperation is leverage handed to your opponent. The moment you show how much you want something or fear something, you have already weakened your position. Indifference shifts the power balance instantly, not because you do not care, but because they cannot tell whether you care. And what they cannot measure, they cannot exploit. Machiavelli understood that concealing your true feelings is not dishonesty. It is survival. He wrote that men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that one who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. Train your face, train your voice, train your body. When someone attacks you, let your face go neutral. Let your voice drop in pace. Let your body settle. Practice this in low-stakes moments, so it becomes automatic in high-stakes ones. What they cannot read, they cannot use. Number 3, understand what provocation really is. Nobody provokes without a reason. Understand the reason and the attack loses all power. A room full of people, someone singles you out. A cutting remark, a dismissive laugh, and every eye turns to you to see how you respond. Here is what most people miss at that moment. The attack was never about you. It was about them. People who are secure do not provoke. People who are powerful do not need to diminish others. Every insult is a confession. It tells you exactly where the other person is bleeding. Their need to make you small reveals how small they already feel. Psychology confirms this. Aggression and provocation are almost always displacement, pain looking for somewhere to land. And you were the nearest target. Machiavelli wrote that men's actions must be judged not by their surface, but by their underlying motive. When you understand the motive, the attack dissolves. The next time someone attacks you, ask yourself one question. What does this tell me about them? Not about you, about them. Answer that question honestly and the anger disappears, because you cannot be wounded by the confession of someone else's weakness. Their attack reveals them, not you. Number 4, silence as psychological warfare. Silence makes people uncomfortable, and discomfort is power when you are the one who controls it. A confrontation. Someone comes at you hard, voice raised, accusations flying, and you say nothing, not because you have nothing to say, but because you have chosen not to say it yet. Watch what happens. They repeat themselves, they get louder, they start explaining their own attack, they fill the silence with noise, and in doing so, they expose everything. Their insecurity, their need for your reaction, their desperation for you to engage. Silence forces the aggressor to carry the full weight of the confrontation alone. And most people cannot do that. They crack, they overextend, they say things they cannot take back, all because you gave them nothing to push against. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to say less than necessary, that the man who controls his words controls the room. Use silence deliberately. After an attack, let 3 full seconds pass before you respond. Hold eye contact. Keep your face neutral. Do not shift your weight. Do not look away. Let them feel the full weight of what they just said. Say nothing. Let them destroy themselves. Number 5, the cold redirect. Sometimes silence is not enough. Sometimes you must respond, but how you respond determines everything. A political hearing. A senator is questioned aggressively. The attack is personal, designed to humiliate. And instead of defending himself, he looks at the questioner calmly and says, "That is an interesting position from someone with your record. No heat, no anger, just a clean surgical redirect." The room shifts. The attacker is now on the back foot. The entire dynamic has reversed, and it happened without a single raised voice. Redirection works because it denies the attacker the one thing they need to feel powerful: your emotional reaction. When you redirect calmly, you signal that their attack did not land, that you absorbed nothing, that you are already 3 moves ahead. Machiavelli wrote that the skilled prince turns his opponent's force back against them. He does not absorb the blow, he redirects it. Here are 3 phrases you can use. That says more about your position than mine. I will let that speak for itself. Interesting. Tell me more about why you feel that way. Each one is calm, each one controlled, each one devastating. Do not absorb the attack. Reflecting on it. Number 6, erase the need for their approval. Anger and hurt only reach you because some part of you still wants their validation. A writer, brilliant, disciplined. Every piece he published was met with the same critic, dismissive, condescending, personal, and for years the writer felt the sting of every review. I lost sleep over it, rewrote things because of it, until the day he asked himself one question: why does this person's opinion matter to me? And he could not answer it. He did not respect the critic, did not want the critic's life, did not need the critic's approval to do his work. And in that moment, the power of every past and future review evaporated, not because the critic changed, because the writer stopped needing something from him. Approval seeking is the entry point for all emotional manipulation. If you need someone to think well of you, they can hurt you by withdrawing that approval. If you need someone's respect, they can wound you by withholding it. Close that door, and you close the wound. Machiavelli wrote that the prince who relies on the goodwill of others builds on sand. The fortress must be within. Every morning, remind yourself of 3 things you have done that you are proud of. Not what others think of them, what you think of them. Build the internal authority that makes external judgment irrelevant. When you need nothing from them, they have nothing on you. Number 7, the long game of composure. Composure is not about one moment. It is a reputation, and reputations are how power is built. There was a general in ancient Rome, known not for his ferocity in battle, but for his stillness before it. His enemies feared provoking him, not because he would explode, but because he never did. They could not read him, could not predict him, could not find the crack. And men who cannot find the crack stop looking. They move to easier targets. They leave you alone, because experience has taught them that engaging you costs more than it returns. That is what composure builds over time. Not just strength in a single moment, but a reputation that precedes you into every room. Psychology confirms that emotional consistency is one of the highest status signals a human being can display. It communicates that you are not threatened, that you are not reactive, that you operate from a position of security that cannot be shaken. Machiavelli wrote that the prince who is seen as consistent and unreadable commands the deepest fear and the highest respect, because no one knows what he will do next, and uncertainty in an opponent is the most powerful position you can hold. In every meeting from this point forward, choose one moment where you would normally react and do not. In every conflict, choose silence over noise once. In every provocation, find the motive behind it before you respond. Do this consistently, and watch your reputation build. Watch people stop testing you. Watch the room change when you walk in. They stopped trying because you never broke. Take a breath. Let those principles settle. I know what you are thinking. This sounds inhuman. This sounds cold. Look around you. Look at the people who provoke you. They are already using your emotions against you. They already understand that your anger is a lever. Your hurt is a handle. Your need for approval is a door they walk through whenever they choose. You have 2 choices: remain reactive and remain controllable, or develop immunity and become untouchable. When you master these principles, everything changes. You stop flinching in rooms where people used to move you. You stop losing sleep over words that were designed to cost you sleep. You stop handing people a weapon built from your own emotions. You become the person in the room that no one dares to test, not because you are aggressive, because you are composed, and composure in a world of reaction is the rarest and most powerful thing a person can possess. If you are ready to become untouchable, hit subscribe, not to support this channel, but to make a contract with yourself.